doing. Look, he's doing to you what he does to me all
Does
the time.
Need to put that in the pocket. Give you a couple of claps. Hello down there.
I've got you in focus now. I don't mind he can do that. He's lovely and warm and I like it.
So I can sync it up. I'm going over this bridge, and if you could just follow me. No, stay there.
What's does he need me to do something when he does that? Am I looking anywhere?
Well, preferably at the camera.
Oh, hello!
Where are we then?
Where are we?
Yes.
Oh, if I was a bit younger, I could tell you.
Oh.
Can't remember.
We're on the Chatsworth estate.
Yes. I suppose we
I
are.
suppose we still are here.
Are we?
We're
I
6
keep
miles
say-
from
oh, well, I
Chatsworth.
keep
I wonder if
saying
it
that.
came this far. It must have.
Are we in Derbyshire?
Yes.
Oh, there we
Definitely
go.
in Derbyshire.
Earth, yes. Just.
We told you there was a special guest,
Oh, the
We're
special
Monsal
guest.
Dyer.
and
Who is it?
she couldn't be here.
Who is it?
So we've had to make do with Nana
So
Wendy.
we phoned around quite a few people. All of them said no. So she's done.
Oh no.
That's very mean.
Second best again.
Well, he is mean.
Not even second.
Oh,
No,
flip.
I'm only joking.
Does that go on there?
Just slip it. Yes, that's it.
wow.
And then just carry on.
Backed by popular demand, I'll have you know.
Oh, that's so kind of you all.
It is.
It's lovely to be so popular with two of you.
Yeah, it was. It was. I think Denise may well have said that.
she
What do you mean,
did.
mother? She looks more like sister.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, you're a love. I don't know about today though.
I think Kaznitz quite likes Nana Wendy, although Kaznitz keeps saying that she wants to adopt me.
Oh.
She does keep saying
Oh, does
that.
she?
Yeah.
I like that.
So you need to tell her to
Yeah.
keep
no,
off. Yeah.
don't you dare.
It's your territory.
The light of my life. With his darling wife.
Oh, that sounds like a song.
It does.
And
Like a poem.
granddaughter.
Yes.
Lovely
We
granddaughter.
need to turn that into a song. The light, no, it sounds very
The light of
70s.
my life.
The light of my life.
Well, that'd be right,
With a
wouldn't
beautiful
it?
wife.
Because
Could we turn that into a lyric?
Oh.
Have you
there
met
we
my
go.
school no. Maybe not. So the weather's not very pleasant today, is it really?
No,
Still
but it's still
raining.
lovely.
It is still raining, but it is still lovely.
I just
right?
love it. Yeah,
And
yeah.
Did we have a nice party?
We did. We're still recovering, I
Oh,
think, a bit, aren't we?
It was really great.
And
We
actually,
loved every minute of it.
Since the party, we've been having a Star Trek fancy dress, but no one else is doing it. It's just Kate.
I feel like a Trekkie.
Kate,
I am. This top is exactly the colours I think that they wear on Star Trek. Like
It
this,
is?
black with red.
that is the exact
Absolutely
colours,
true.
as far as I remember, of
Absolutely true.
Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Okay.
How wonderful.
So
Yeah,
in this
Mrs.
episode,
Mrs. Picard. Has he got a girlfriend in it? I don't
no,
watch
no,
this.
I think
Has he got a wife?
tricky.
No.
I'm sure.
I don't know either.
Throughout this episode, I need you to try and get in
Can I
this.
do live long and prosper?
No. You need to do this. Make it so. That's it. That's what he said.
Oh,
Make it so.
Yeah.
Does he say that?
Yeah, he
I've
does,
never
yeah.
watched Next Generation, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's very cool.
Who am I then?
You're Uhura.
Oh, you need an earpiece.
Oh, do I? Oh, an earpiece,
Yeah,
do I?
Uhura was communications woman,
Oh,
wasn't she?
right. Could I paint
She
it
always had a
on?
thing sticking out of her ear.
Oh, yes, so she did. Oh, I do remember her.
And I'll be Mork from Mork and Mindy. Nanu Nanu.
Oh, Robin Williams.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, yeah.
So-
sad.
I think how's she knitting? That's different.
She's just knitting.
But I don't knit like that.
Do you know?
Everybody knits differently, don't they? It's just how you're holding your yarn, isn't it?
It is.
It's sort of in between a first and second finger.
Odd and
Yeah.
second.
No, I've seen a lot of people knit like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, so how are you doing it then?
I kind of wrap it like that and then just do that.
And your first finger. Oh, and I've got it through.
I don't even have it.
I
just have
see.
It there.
Whereas I've got it
and
over.
you've got it like that, haven't you?
Yeah.
She looks like a pro.
But I have seen a lot of people knit like that.
I am.
It's,
I
guess it's just how anybody tensions their yarn, isn't it? Everybody just tensions it slightly differently.
Yeah.
I just tension mine very hard.
Yeah, but what Dan does is he knits a stitch, he does this, and then he goes like that.
I am here. She can see it first
He does.
hand.
He absolutely does that.
Why do you do that?
Look,
I see why. Because the loop is slightly loopy.
So he'll knit a stitch, then gives it a little pull look. It's so tight. I always have to give him bigger needles to knit on because it comes out so tight.
It's the loop, isn't it?
Yeah.
After he's done it, the loop is slack. You've got a loopy slack.
He gives it
A slacky loop.
After our dear friends at Dramatic Knits podcast, I think we need to introduce a brand new segment, and I hope you don't mind, Stephen Calsters. And we're just going to throw this at Mum, and I think what we need to do with Mum is our year in review.
Year in review. Has it been a year? Oh,
Nearly.
Okay.
it's almost a year. It's last December, wasn't it?
Oh, the year!
How are the Somerset stitches?
The stitches are doing well.
Because you gave them a load of yarn, didn't you?
I did.
Oh, and I've given you some more.
And the lovely
Except
you give me some more.
She hogged all the good stuff.
Oh, no, I didn't.
You can't have that.
The trouble is, I'm thinking, well, I might need that, and I might need
Well, that's my problem, I know.
Oh, next time we have a meeting, it's all going to be there for them to have a good browse.
Yes.
The trouble is, one lovely lady decided she loved a
She loved all of
beautiful
it.
one. The first lot you gave me,
Right.
and I thought, well, I'll show everybody, and I showed them all, and I put it in the centre of the room. And this lovely lady, I mean she is, but she went in and she got the most beautiful and best and took it all and said she was going to do so and so, and we've not seen her since.
Oh gosh.
She's done a moonlight
So I
thread
don't
with your
know
yarn.
what's that. As
That's
long as she
no
comes
good.
back and we can see what she's done with the yarn, I don't mind.
That's just not cricket.
It's not.
Certainly is.
No. And you've just got another lot, haven't you? Another lot of knitted produce and...
I'm so excited.
Yes.
Yeah. And
What's been going on this year?
What happened?
Where have you been walking?
I've been walking the southwest coast path.
Wow.
Wonderful.
And how long is that?
Into Devon and Cornwall, and we're down as far as Tintagel.
Oh wow.
And if I was younger, I would remember all the history like Dan and Kay can, but I've forgotten. It's King Arthur country.
Yes,
isn't
now
it?
you've hit a very interesting point there.
And you
Because
know.
next year, 2016, one of the first favourite places to knit that we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking into the myth of King Arthur.
Oh gosh,
Should
next
be
time.
Very exciting. No, 2016.
No,
Coming
yes.
in.
Wow.
Were you asleep on the podcast where I said that last
Very
time when we
possibly.
were speaking
I
about
do
it?
tend to switch off when
I bet you do.
It's nice, isn't it? Nice. So you walked past Tintagel, did you?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, and yes. I mean, the one thing that it did say this time, and I thought, well, okay, we've done high hills, one of the highest in Somerset and the highest in Devon, and then we get to Cornwall. And for the first time it says the next 16 miles are serious.
Now that
Oh.
spells
And I thought,
trouble.
oh, is that going to be, how serious is that going to be?
And what happened when you got to the bottom of that slate cliff?
You little tinker. I'm not going to tell you
No,
things
do.
anymore.
We want to know.
We got to the bottom.
Now, what did your friend, we won't say her name,
We won't say her name.
Jenny Nicholson.
Oh! I don't know if Jenny's ever seen this. I must get it.
But when Jackie tells her about
Oh,
She
Jackie!
Jackie will.
Yes, she suddenly said, oh, Wendy, I need to go and hide behind something because I'm dying to go somewhere.
Oh.
So off she goes and I'm on the lookout. Not that we meet many people, but you never know.
Now, given what we already know about Nana Wendy, aka the poo lady, I think asking her to be on the lookout is perhaps a bad idea. I must admit,
no good at all.
me and Nana Wendy were out this morning, and I was doing a bit of running, and Nana Wendy was catching me up with her walking every so often. And there was a moment where I thought I really perhaps could do with just having a little wee. But I thought having Nana Wendy with me and asking her to be on the lookout is guaranteed a bus trip.
Next thing you'd be hearing is, "Oh, morning.
Yeah.
How are you?"
Well, please continue your story.
That's exactly. So of course we're out, never meeting anybody, and Jenny pops down there and middle of what she should be doing and what she wants to do. And I look up the cliff to the top there, and there are two people stood at the top of the cliff waving at us. And it was our husbands, but we had no idea that they were going to be anywhere near us.
Now, I think you need to clarify the amount of husbands that were at the top of said cliff, because when you said husbands,
It could be half a dozen.
I don't want thousands of people out there thinking that you have more than one husband. How many do you have?
There were two.
So you have two husbands?
Two husbands. No. I have one husband, but I have Jenny, my friend, who has one husband.
Excellent.
But of course, at that point, we didn't know it was our husbands because it was so high.
Were you not?
It was stop it. Stop.
Just those two random men waving.
We couldn't see.
My question to you is: did you wave back?
Well, I always wave back. You know what I'm like.
Hello.
I would always wave back.
That's marvellous.
I'm that friendly.
I think it's time to find out. Can I just reach over? Wendy. What's on your needles? What are you knitting?
I don't know.
Have you ever knit circular?
No.
You have. You
I did last time.
Yeah, the last time.
I did. I'm knitting a hat.
Is this the first time you've knit since you knit before?
It is, and I feel so bad about that because I've just got to sit down and sort myself out. I go out into the garden so much. We have a very big garden that we look after and love. And I walk a lot.
And you do lots of sports.
But this is so lovely to do.
It is, yeah.
I was just talking to a friend, Jackie, the other day, and she said, "Oh, I'm sat knitting." I said, "Oh, I should be doing that. What am I doing?"
Aww.
Jackie, who we will have mentioned before, we introduced her to the Bankhead.
Yes, and now she's knit 25,000 Bankheads.
And Susie so very kindly sent her a lovely T-shirt.
She did.
Which was really nice. Knit natural.
She did.
Yeah.
Jackie was thrilled to bits.
Yeah.
And now she's knitted so many, and she's just loving every minute of it. And I'm so thrilled because that's come from some of the wool that you gave me.
Yeah.
And of course she's bought some as well.
The
But
circle is complete.
Yes.
But you're knitting on a hat,
Hold it up.
I'm knitting
Let
a
people
hat.
have a look.
Yeah, I'm knitting a hat. And
Do you like the feel of the yarn?
Oh, the
That's
feel
inside out.
is fabulous.
Is it?
Oh, and you can do that. There's me doing it. Yes. The feel is
Beautiful,
fabulous.
isn't it?
And it's cashmere
Wow.
and silk.
Wow.
It's the Miss Babs that I've spoke about on the podcast.
Oh, the feel is so gorgeous.
Yeah, and it's cashmere and silk, isn't it?
Yes,
It's
I don't want to
beautiful.
stop
No.
knitting with it because
Yeah.
I just love it. And
It's
beautiful
gorgeous,
colours.
isn't it? Yeah.
I don't know how close you can get
Oh,
here
close.
and how
Hold it there. That's
as
it.
close as we
Yeah.
can there. I
Gorgeous.
remember you doing this and
And I meant to give you that at the beginning of the week and say, there you go, knit me 6 inches of that and then give it me back.
what
Because
a
I've been a bit
shame.
bored. And I just
And you've
forgot.
done it.
I just forgot to
Well,
give it to you earlier on.
why?
But we're being kind of tired, we just said, didn't we?
yes,
In the evening, we're being kind of tired.
we're doing
And-
lots of things.
Yeah,
though,
we're doing
haven't we?
lots of
That's
things,
why.
yeah. And the clocks went back as well, which is always a devil.
That's the big
Very
one, isn't it?
inconsiderate of it, yeah.
Does that happen anywhere else in the world, I wonder?
Yeah.
Does it?
I think they have it in America, daylight
Oh, okay.
savings.
Right.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm not sure.
Different
It
times,
won't
not
be
exactly at the
certain-
same time as us, I don't think.
Right.
Will it just be some areas? Or gosh,
I
should
think
know
it's the whole
these
of the
things.
country.
Well, let
Please
us know.
Yeah, please
Let's
tell
find
us.
out. We'd
But
love
I
to
think
know.
we do have daylight savings, as they call it. We
Yeah.
don't really call it that, do we?
No.
We just say
We
clocks
don't.
going forward, clocks going back.
Yeah.
Spring
Yeah.
forward, fall back. We say
That's
that.
right, we do.
Which is funny because we don't say full.
We don't say fall, no. That's
No,
true.
but for
But
us
I think
to
it means,
remember
yeah,
this,
spring. But yeah, that's true. We should say spring forward, autumn back, shouldn't we? Which shouldn't quite work.
Quite work.
yeah,
No, it doesn't quite work.
It does.
But you're enjoying that.
Loving it.
You should do it more often.
I know. I mean, I said this. I've got to, because I did used to.
And they're so simple to make, really, hats like that on a little circular needle.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Who would I give it to?
Well,
Keep you for yourself.
Exactly.
Wear a different hat every hour.
You could.
Well, she could with all the ones that we've given you.
Well, yes, I know.
True.
I said to Jackie, I said, well, if I knit, what do I knit? Or I said, I can't knit hats, really, because I've got some lovely ones that Kay's knitted me, and Dan.
What we established on a recent podcast, actually, we asked people why they knit, and I don't think anyone said they knit for other people. Everyone knits for themselves.
A few people said they loved giving things,
Right.
gifting things, and I do as well, although I have said I'm not knitting this Christmas. Getting gifts this Christmas, just because it's very stressful. And you give yourself a big long list of things to knit, and then you get to sort of halfway through December and think, oh, not knit them. And then it takes all the fun out of it, doesn't it?
It does.
So I've said I'm not knitting this Christmas.
Oh gosh, you're having a free
I'm being mean.
Christmas
Not doing
then.
Knit free Christmas.
Yes.
You finished your early.
Yes, I finished my row. So
In that
shall I
case, Kay
go
Jones,
next?
what is on your needles?
Well, I'm knitting this sock, and I started this on the way down. I cast it on, I think, the night before we came away, and I just suddenly had an urge to knit like a scrappy sock with all my little oddments of scrap yarn, like with your blankets. And I thought, I wonder what would happen if I knit a sock like that, and would it make it a bit more interesting, and would you be less inclined to get second sock syndrome, as we all call it? Do you know when you knit one sock and you think, wasn't it another one now?
Yes, I see what you mean.
Which, can be a devil, especially if it's just plain yarn, it's like, I've
Yeah,
done one and I'm not finished. So I got all together a bunch of little scraps,
My tea.
and I put it in my Chatsworth bag because we were coming to Chatsworth. And I've just got all, and I stuck to like Regia's, Opals, Osterman Steps, those kind of sock yarns that are all kind of similar. And they're all the kind of self-patterning types of yarn. I've got some Regia. And I just cast on, and every time I kind of got bored with that particular colour, I just changed colour. And this is where I'm up to now. I think it's quite cool. Yes, I've got loads of ends. I know I've got loads of ends to weave in, but I don't mind that really. I don't mind weaving ends in. A lot of people don't mind weaving in all the ends afterwards.
Oh yes.
But I don't really mind.
Oh, that's
it doesn't
good.
bother me, because I just think, well, I'm finished. I'm weaving in my ends, so I must be finished.
Yes, that
so
was
it doesn't bother me really.
Very nice to do.
So I've got a mixture of yarns. There's lots of opals, and I've got Regia. This one here is a Regia, which I really love. That one. That's a self-striping, that segment.
Is it?
Of Regia, yeah, I love that one.
Gorgeous.
And then this is an opal in this portion here.
Gorgeous.
The heel I did in a little mini that
Cute.
Amber sent me, and it's Marathon sock yarn, which I've never used before, but it was a sparkle one, and it was called something particular. I can't remember the word for it, but it's the sparkly Marathon, and I think it's really cute. So that's where I'm up to. I've just finished the gusset decreases, and I've now changed to the opal that I just knit down socks in recently, the Van Gogh sunflowers.
Oh,
It's Vincent Van Gogh
oh,
sunflowers.
that's what it is. I missed you saying that then.
Yeah.
So
Dan's got a pair of
You had
socks
them
in
on,
it.
didn't you, yesterday, did you, or now?
Yesterday.
Look.
Oh yes, also it's Van Gogh.
So you'd love these with the artist, didn't you?
Yes,
So that's what I had left over
Beautiful
from
colour.
Dan's socks. Yeah, and it's discontinued this range now. They did a whole range of his paintings. So they're there, look. And I've knit a few for Dan. I did have a
Wonderful.
few of them, but you can't get them anymore. And there's
so they-
Bedroom in Arles, I think that one was. Cafe Terrace,
Yes,
Sunflowers.
yes.
I can't remember the name of that. It's in German, which is not very helpful.
No, I wouldn't know either.
That one. I haven't got the restaurant in something. Oh, Gauguin's Chair was that one, I think.
Yes.
And they were all based
Remember
on
it?
the paintings, so
Because they were
yeah. So
lived
I'm
together for a while, Gogh and Van Gogh.
Did they?
Yes, only as artists.
Yeah.
Oh,
do
I
with
I didn't
it,
realise.
you know.
Oh right.
They met and yes, but that's of course when Van Gogh had his depressions,
Right.
and eventually the ear went after that. They didn't stay together very long. They were, whether they're two different types of artists, and whether it just didn't work for them, I don't know. But yeah.
But perhaps I read a story that one of the reasons why he chopped his ear off was because who did you say lived with him?
Gogh.
Gauguin used to call him Big Ears, and he got so upset by that. I just got to take it off. I wonder why he decided.
Who's to know?
Yeah, maybe he did.
Because they don't know why.
Yeah.
And people like constantly, do you have one ear bigger than the other? Everyone's constantly looking. I know what I'll do. I'll chop it off. And then
So that's what I'm up to anyway. And I'm just on the foot now. I only started that when we came away, so it definitely is keeping me going.
It's brilliant.
Just thinking, oh, I'll get to the end of this bit and then I can have a new colour. And then,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah,
it
that's a good idea.
Yeah, and it
Okay,
just kind
isn't
of
it?
keep you going. So, and I'm
To get on to
hoping.
the next.
Yeah,
Well, it's
and
interesting that because we were watching.
and they won't match, you know, the other one will be completely random as well, so I'm hoping that will mean I won't get bored, you know, because it's just like knitting a first sock again rather than a second sock.
Yes, that's
So-
a great way of doing it, actually.
It's interesting because we were watching Very Little this morning on Twitch and Stitch, and she was using some yarn, and she said that it was going fast because she was desperate to get through the colours.
Yes, it's when you use self-striping sock yarn as well. People dye up yarn that stripes,
Yeah.
you know, similar to this, but hand dyers do it. And you kind of think, oh, I'll just knit to the end of this stripe, and then you're like, oh no, I'll just knit to the end of this stripe, and it just keep you going.
Of course it does.
Yeah, and they do tend to
must
sort of knit faster than if you just knitted plain,
Yes.
you know, plain yarn.
Yes. I'm thinking
How
about
many-
that.
I'm magic looping still, but I am having an urge to go back to DPNs again. I've been switching between DPNs and magic loop just lately for socks.
Right, and you're not...
Double pointed needles. Sorry.
Yeah,
You didn't
yeah.
know what I meant to do.
I didn't.
Did you?
I knew it
said-
was the needles, but
It's
I
always
didn't know
knitting
what it
jargon,
was
isn't it?
within it. So you're not sure?
So no, I'm enjoying switching.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
doing both. It keeps it interesting.
Yes, another
Yeah.
way, isn't it?
And these are just Knit Pro Novas, and you're using Knit Pro Novas as well. They're
Okay.
nice needles,
Oh,
aren't
I
they?
love them.
Yeah.
They're gorgeous
Nice and
feel.
pointy, and they're nice and pointy.
Yes,
Yeah. So yeah, so
I do.
How many What's on your needles do you have?
4.
Wow, do another one then.
Oh right, gosh, I'm not normally allowed to do that.
Well, it's a special
Wow.
day,
Wow.
so
I mean,
let's, because you're here.
Oh,
Isn't
just
that
put
lovely?
that one
I
down
know.
then.
And what I love about Nana Wendy is whenever she gets the opportunity to dress up, she takes it.
oh goodness, I'm not dressed up. How dare
She's
you.
come
She's in a
in
workout gear.
some strange man in a leisure suit has come into our house.
Who says that?
That's
Wearing a
from-
blue leisure suit.
She's wearing a black leisure suit with white stripes. That is, it's very nifty actually. That is from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation,
Ah, okay.
which soon it will be time to watch.
Yeah, we
Mine.
haven't watched it
Can't
yet.
wait. So Kenjos, what else?
My next thing, I'll show you what
Is
I've done
on your
my.
needles.
Pretty, pretty.
Oh yeah, you love this, don't
Yeah.
you?
Pretty,
You haven't
pretty.
seen one before like this, have you?
I haven't. It's so.
It's my sock yarn blanket.
It's gorgeous because it's so minute.
It
And
is.
looks so interesting.
Yeah. And some people knit bigger squares,
It's gorgeous.
but I just prefer tiny square. I think they're just
Yeah.
cute, and it's just big enough. You know, it takes me about 20 minutes to knit a square, and it's just. Sometimes,
Just
you know, if you don't want to do anything really, you just think, oh, I'll just knit a little square. Or in the morning, I normally have 20 minutes before, because Brian always wakes up early. So I knit a little square. So I'm
Ideal.
up to, and I'm keeping a note of how many I've done because I kept forgetting where I was and how many I'd knit since we last saw everybody. So previously I'd done 192, and I've now done 203. So I've knit, what's that, 11? 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes,
Yeah,
I've knit 11 squares. So I finished a row that I was on, and I think I'd just finished these Harry Potter colourways, and I think I'd done that one. And had I done Little Bunny Frou Frou? I can't quite remember. Hang on, I'll be able to tell. I don't 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. So from Little Bunny Frou Frou, which is that one. Oh, I love that colour.
Oh, so do I.
Yeah, the No
Yes.
Makers. all the way to the end.
Ice cream colours.
And that one is called Pumpkin Spice Latte.
Is that the latte, do you think?
No, it's tweedy yarn,
Because
that
it's
one.
tweedy.
Yeah, she's just done it on a tweedy
It's lovely.
base.
Again.
And that's
Oh,
no makers
yes.
again.
Very few I don't like.
And then that one, gosh, I'm not sure what they are. That one I think is an opal.
That should be my
Knitting
vibe.
Goddess, I think there's a couple of Knitting Goddess in there, yeah. I think that one's a no makers. So I've done all of those 8, plus I started a new row. And I thought I'll keep these colours that remind me of here. So that when I look at it, 'cause it's like a memory blanket, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I knit a gold one for Chatsworth, and that one's Knitting Goddess, I'm pretty sure. And then that one I thought looked like fireworks.
Yep.
And it's coming up to
Yes.
Bonfire night,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes,
And that one is a no makers. I think it's called Crowley, colourway Crowley it'll be, won't it? And then that's a no makers, and that's little plastic bricks, and it's based on Lego.
Little plastic
And
bricks.
Dan and Brian have been doing Lego while we're here, so that's the 3 that I've just put in since we've been here. Yeah.
What did you say the ply is? You
It's
told me.
sock weight.
It's sock
So it's like
weight.
this.
Yes, this
You're
is what I,
knitting with.
yes.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever used before. 'Cause I
No,
just,
4-ply will be.
Yes.
And 4-ply
Yes, that's
is a
right.
little bit heavier
Yeah.
than sock weight.
but this is, I just,
Yeah. So
it almost looks like crochet to me.
do you think?
I don't know why. And it's there's just something lovely about it.
And it's just a lovely thing to work on, especially in the winter. I said to you before, when you've got, when it's this big and you have the whole thing here, and one thing I didn't know when I first started knitting is I thought, gosh, when it gets bigger, how do I negotiate it turning? But I was just being silly because all you do is you knit that way, and then you do that, and then you do that, and then you do that. So you're not actually moving your whole blanket.
Which you'd think you would be.
And it took me ages to come to that conclusion, to that sort of realisation that, I don't actually need to move all of this blanket on my knee. I can just do that. So, yes, I'm still loving it. I'm thinking it's going to be 1,000 square blanket. That's my thoughts, because I've done, that's the width of 200. So if I've got 4 more of those, then that'll be a really nice size, won't it?
It will.
So, yeah.
I think I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
I really do.
It's not tricky, it's really not tricky.
Just show me on 2 and I'd be away.
Yeah, it's really lovely to do. And you always need another blanket, don't you? It's not like...
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Certainly
So you were
do.
saying about what do I do with it?
Yes.
But I think
No
you can always
blanket.
gift blankets, can't you,
you
to people? I think they're lovely
That's
gifts.
lovely. It's a gift, isn't it?
Dan Jones,
What?
have I said that? No.
No.
We're
Dan,
so
when did you
far
do
in.
it?
Oh, you do it,
You do it.
Yes.
Dan Jones.
Yes.
What's on your needle?
Well, isn't that nice? Didn't she do that well?
Oh, Bruce Forsyth.
Oh,
Didn't she do well?
This is the Vallum Hadriani yarn by Deb at Fondant Fibre, which is in Derbyshire, which is where we are right
She
now.
is in Derbyshire.
Which is so exciting.
Deb, I wonder how far away we are from you. You'll
Yes.
have to tell us how far away we are.
Super interesting. Yeah, you made me think I should hold up the ball. And the colours are absolutely beautiful. I know some of you will have this already.
Yeah.
It is absolutely gorgeous. It's all the colours. It's absolutely just lovely, and it's really nice to knit with. And the question, which I think is an interesting one, is what am I knitting? So pop quiz. I'll tell you with Kay's help what the needles are.
They are Knit Pro Symphonies.
Knit Pro Symphonies.
5 mil you're using this time.
I've cast on 100 stitches.
Yeah.
I'm doing a twisted rib, 1x1 twisted
Yeah.
rib.
Can you all guess?
Can you guess what I'm knitting?
Everybody knows what he's knitting.
Do you think? Do you think you know?
What has Jackie knit a million of?
Oh. I nearly got it. I know.
Only me and one other person in the world know what I'm knitting. Who am I looking at right now? I'm looking at you, Josh Rikes. This is the Windswipe by Stephen West.
Oh gosh, right. We changed our minds.
So this is but everyone was thinking it's going to be a blanket.
And I did still think it was a bankhead. I totally forgot that conversation. we had.
What
Yeah.
I had to use every
Oh my
ounce
goodness.
of willpower in my body to make this not a bankhead,
No.
because it's the bankhead and with the with the Vallum Adriani, all those sort of links. It just felt right to do a bankhead. But then I thought, when you stand on Hadrian's Wall, you get windswept because it's always windy up there.
Yeah.
The Dark Lord of the Sith suggested to me that
He did.
the windswept would be a good one to do, and after my Yoda checked over the pattern and decided that I would be capable of doing it, I thought it would be nice to make.
And
We
you
need to
just
find out where
to-
yours is.
My what?
I wonder who you gave it to.
I gave it to a man in the family. I might have given it to Don for
Ah,
Christmas a few Christmases ago. It
okay.
might have gone to Don.
right.
But I've only ever knit one of them, but it was definitely doable.
Yes.
You know, it's not a tricky hat at all. It's just got like a twisted rib swirl going up the side of it.
So what's it
hat.
called then?
The Windswept by
Oh,
Stephen
the
West.
Windswept. Lovely
And
name, actually.
and
That's
it's
a great
yeah,
name.
and it's a good hat. So you just need
Windswept.
to reduce 4 stitches, I think, on your last round. Which
Yeah. So yeah, I'm. It's early stages at the moment, so I can't really comment on how I'm finding the pattern or anything, because at the moment I'm just doing what I'm used to. But I do enjoy. Do you know what a twisted rib is?
I don't, I'm afraid.
So it's where you can do 2 by 2, can't you? And 1
Okay.
by. Can you?
you normally do a 1 by 1 twisted
I've
rib.
done a 2
I
by
have
2.
done your hat, the blue tip hat's got a 2 by 2 twisted
Ah.
rib. It makes
it's
you basically
gorgeous as
twist
well.
the knit stitch. You knit into the back of it. So instead of knitting into the front, you knit into the back like that.
Yeah. Really?
That's
and
it.
it.
Twists the stitch, and it makes it stand out. It makes it more prominent. I don't know if you use a Dan's only knit a couple of rows, but you might not be able to.
And it's
tell.
on every stitch.
Every knit stitch.
Every knit stitch.
Your pearl's normal.
Yes, yes.
So you just knit into the back of your knit stitches.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Because it's
And
beautiful.
it makes it stand out more. It's really pretty. Yeah, I think it's really pretty, a twisted rib.
And
Oh, I must remember
don't
that.
think that I suddenly don't have a load of projects, folks. I do. They're just all at home. I decided
Yeah.
that I wanted to cast on something new and just to focus on this while we were away, because I was also conscious of the fact that we were going to be doing an awful lot of sort of moving around to get some great footage for you guys, which you'll see later on in the show. But also as well, Kay was bringing quite a few things, and we were
It's
conscious of.
ridiculous. I don't know about, and
Oh.
I'm sure you're the same, but I end up bringing everything by the kitchen sink.
Yes.
It's just,
You kind of think, well, just in
case.
don't you?
well, I might need that
Yeah.
25th jumper, you know.
Yeah, it's so...
And I always want it every time we go away. And I always say to Dan, "Oh, I'm really going to pack light this time. I really, really am." And then it just things like shoes. You know, we all end up bringing 3
Yes.
pairs of shoes because you need a walking.
Different.
You need a pair to walk
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
I brought a pair of boots because it's not really that cold, is it? But you
No,
know,
it could have
they're-
been
And
this time of
then
year.
a pair of like nicer shoes.
Yes.
So, but when we've all kind of got that, I think Dan's got even more pairs. I don't know. His shoes are so enormous that you put one pair of shoes in a bag and it's full. So it's
I used to have a pair of shoes. I used to have a pair of shoes that used to say
difficult.
kayak on the side.
well, they were the size of a kayak.
They did actually say kayak. They said it said
Wow.
C-I-A-K. So different spelling.
Oh,
It's still
gosh.
kayak.
Not heard of that.
Oh my.
They were really sort of weird Sweden type things. They weren't too great. I think we should find out what else
What
is on
else?
your
Well,
needle.
strangely, we're knitting with the same coloured yarn. Look,
Oh, so you are.
it's my
So you are.
Vallum Hadriani sock,
So you've got...
and I've done a little bit more since last time. I mean, I knit a good inch actually, just sat this morning. I've not knit a whole lot while we've been here, so that's why I was like beavering away this morning
I
to
see.
try and get a bit done. So this is the sock for Dan, out of the
that's
same
beautiful.
yarn but in sock weight. And I think I just put in the heel. I think I was just working on the heel before. So I've now finished the gusset decreases and I'm on the foot. So I'm doing pretty well. And that's called a progress keeper.
Ah, tell me
And
about it.
Basically, it's if you want to, say you want to mark a particular row number, if
Yeah,
you know,
yes.
you can put one of those in and you know
Yes.
that that's a certain number of stitches down, or in this case it's just marking my right side
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
so I know which is the right side and which is the wrong side. But they come in all these cute.
Interesting.
Look, that's got a little Christmas
Oh, lovely.
bit on. And that's from Molly. Do you know I was telling you about
Yes.
Molly?
Yeah.
I was telling Wendy about you. And that came from Molly. She gave me that when she gave me the pink yarn that I knit
yes,
that I showed you. So I'm doing pretty well. I'm on the foot of that
They're
one.
cute little things.
Yeah, and I'm knitting these on higher sharps. You'd like these ones as well. These are even pointier in it.
So they are.
And they're really smooth.
Oh,
And the cable's nice.
Fabulous,
Yeah.
yes.
So I really like these needles. They are super nice. And I love the DPNs of higher sharps as well. They're hollow. Instead of being solid, they're hollow. So it makes them really light.
And those,
you can probably
that's
can't
not the
progress.
same.
No, they're not the same. It's different.
And they're hollow,
needle,
yes,
and they're
'cause
hollow.
Yes,
They're
because
you probably can't tell because there's a sock on it. I don't think I've got any of the DPNs here.
no, you
I
can. You can.
Yeah, but they're very light and also
Gorgeous.
they get warm in
use.
your hands because it's not a solid metal. They seem to warm up a little bit,
Yes.
rather than being cold, which I know a lot of people
And that's
like.
okay.
It's
Is
nice,
it? Yes, to
yeah.
have that warm.
I'm keeping
Beautiful.
it in my Italy bag that I made. It seemed appropriate.
It's beautiful.
Oh my, yeah.
Oh,
Italy
lovely
bag.
bag.
And what else
Oh my goodness.
is on your needles?
No,
Good
some more.
heavens.
We would normally have more of a back and forth,
Yeah, we
but
would.
because
Dan
I only
only
have
brought the one
well, I'm
project,
speaking.
so
you can grab your next project. You're doing a great job. She must have at least
Yeah.
half a row done.
I've been
that's
round
very
half
good.
a dozen times.
I know you have. I
Do
think you're
mind?
doing excellent.
Look how fast I can go.
I know.
My grandma could go 10 times
Oh.
faster.
And did she do it the same way?
Like that?
Yeah.
Do you know she must have?
Right.
Yeah.
She
Because
taught you to
that's
knit.
what, yes.
Your grandma taught you to knit.
Yes, yes.
And your grandma was called?
No, my grandma was called Edith
Of course.
Allen.
Yes. Yeah.
And she, do you know, this
It's a
might
lovely name.
be ideal to talk about in the future if I find out information. Because she worked in a mill,
Right.
woolen,
gosh.
tweeds and woolens, and she,
Right.
she knitted me dresses and all sorts when I was tiny.
Well, it's very
something
opportune that
to-
you mentioned that today because this area was renowned for its production
Yes.
of linen and textiles,
Yeah,
and we're going to be talking
There's
a little
lots
bit.
of mills,
Ah.
isn't there?
Well, we're going to
Or
be talking a little bit
disused mills
about
they are
Crestbrook
now,
Mill,
unfortunately.
which is just literally down the railway line, which we'll be exploring in a few minutes. But please, I'm desperate to know what is that?
Desperate.
We both
Well,
are.
it's
Come
another
on.
blanket, isn't
Let's
it?
put our knitting down for a second and
Everybody
see.
knows, and I'm just getting my
No,
little
you've
book
got-
out.
it's not that
so
interesting.
I know it's not that interesting.
No. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that.
17 I was on before. This is my Girly Whirly blanket. I call it my Girly Whirly one because it's all pinks and
Oh, it's
purples.
another one.
I
It's so lovely.
know. And that's my favourite, the little rainbow square. And I had 17 squares previously, and I've now got 25. So again, I put 8 on, not bad.
Well done.
It's growing, isn't it?
I too.
And so this is where I'm up to with this one.
Love it. I want to do one.
I know. And I
I
just put in
really
this
do.
morning, so tired last night I couldn't even finish that square, it was halfway done. I literally fell asleep after like 10 minutes. We started watching a film last night, we started watching Interstellar, didn't we? And I really wanted to watch it, and I was kind of snuggled to Dan, and the next minute he's like, "Are you drifting off?" I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I really want to watch it. It's only 9 o'clock, I can't be falling asleep now." So yeah, that's what I'm up to, and this is my favourite square so far, I think, this rainbow one. And this is a little mini that was sent to me when I ordered from London House Yarns, and I think, well, I'm pretty sure it's the colourway that she does. And the little mini that I had, it looked to me like it would stripe with clouds. This is like clouds,
Oh, yes.
and then a rainbow, and then it had a grey. So it was like it was grey clouds and blue clouds with a rainbow in between, and it would
Wonderful.
stripe around your sock like that. Yeah, really pretty.
Pretty again.
So that's where I'm up to. And this one here is the silk. It's 100% silk that I knit Bryony a cowl in.
Is it? Let me feel.
Oh yeah, I've got the leftovers
That one.
here. Look.
Ooh.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, Bryony's got a cowl in that.
Has she? Oh, I
Yeah.
must see it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it.
Oh, she's got it with her. Yeah, it's beautiful. And I'm still loving it. And I said on the last podcast that we might have a week-long blanket a lot, where everybody because everybody's knitting these.
A blank off.
Blanket. That still doesn't sound right, does it? Like a knit off, but a blanket. No, we were trying to think of a cool name for it. Yeah, I might still do that. A few people have said they'd be interested to do that. So when we get back, we'll be back home in the next day or two, then I'll have a think and work out the dates and see when we might do that. And just have a week where everybody just knits squares on the blanket. Yeah. And then whoever knits the most, I'll send them a little prize.
Just send it straight to Sarah now.
I'll send it straight to Sarah Hepworth.
It's on the way,
I might as well. Sarah Hepworth is a lovely lady.
She has this machine, she turns it on at night. She just sleeps all day.
Well, I think I mentioned it to you, because she's testing it with shawl.
Tell me again. Oh, yes,
she knit it in like a day and a half or something ridiculous.
She physically, actually, the needles smoke when she's knitting.
She must do. And she lives not far from here in Bradford.
I'll see if she can hear me if I shout.
Yeah, she probably hear you. But she did, I think it was last week, Sarah, wasn't it? You did the blanket thing where you knit squares, see how many you can knit in a week. And she knit 215 squares in a week.
Oh my gosh.
She's got little gnomes and elves.
I think
fairies,
so. That'd be nice to think.
They just sit there all night while she sleeps.
And it's absolutely. I must show you a picture of her blanket.
Amazing.
I'll show you a picture of it. It's so neat. I mean, mine's pretty good.
It
but Sarah's is like,
perfection.
It's so neat. I'm so jealous. That's the yarn. The other yarn I got from Molly that I'm knitting socks. You know the Halloween one I told you about?
Yes. Yeah.
I didn't bring them with me, but it's that one. Isn't it beautiful?
Yes, I love those colours too.
And can you see it's got tiny sort of flecks of like an orangey.
Yes.
Little flecks of it.
Just amazing what the final how
what
it looks
with
all those colours.
So and that's
colours,
doing 31 stitches for my squares because I like the teeny tininess of them. Although I was thinking this morning, maybe I'll knit another blanket and do a bigger square. I think I can't possibly have 4 of these on the go because I've got another one at home that I'm knitting in like an Aran weight.
Are you?
Yeah, so the squares are
bigger.
They're actually surprisingly not that much bigger. I think these are 2.5 or 2-inch squares, and the other one is worsted weight, which is in between a DK and an Aran. They're about 3 inches.
All right. So you
surprisingly not. I thought it'd be twice the size.
So would I.
And it's
the
not.
little knowledge I have, but I would have thought so too.
So I have got 3 of these on the go, which I think it's probably enough.
Is that all?
No, why not?
I know, and then I think, why not? What does it matter?
I know,
I said that last time. What does it
matter? It doesn't
matter.
matter.
Them on the go as long as you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, does there?
No way.
Do you have anything else?
That's all of my ons.
Wonderful. It's time for me to ask someone what's on their needles.
Ooh.
Now, who's it going to be today?
Ooh.
Well, today it is someone who I've shared a few emails with and things, and Kay has also got to know.
I was just putting that back in there.
Kay's also got to know her a little bit as well. Yes, which is really cool, and she's dyeing up some unbelievably cool colourways.
Yes,
we mentioned her last week on the Pop podcast, on the Patron podcast, but we also wanted to mention here too. I think she's really great.
Yeah.
And it's Steph from London House Yarns. What's on your needles?
Hello, Steph.
I want to see. I wonder if it's some amazing Harry Potter yarn that she's dyed up already. That's about to go into her shop.
She's dyeing some colourways up that Harry Potter inspired.
And they come out, I think, on the 1st or 2nd of November.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Alright, okay. I was going to tell
and some
her to
Christmas
let me know.
yarns.
And some Christmas yarns.
Very exciting.
Doing, yeah.
So I spotted the shop and showed it to Kay, and then Kay immediately went off and bought something.
I did. Yeah, and it's
I
lovely.
bet.
And it's self-striping. Do you know, we were talking, I should have brought it with me. And it's pinks and purples. It's really pretty.
So please come and show us, because I'm desperate to know. I always like to know what indie yarn dyers are knitting up. Yeah, it's always super interesting.
It is.
It's time to go and learn a little bit about the Monsal trade.
Oh.
And do you know what? I'm not someone who gets remotely... I'm not interested in trains, never have been.
I like trains. I've said this before.
You don't have sets though. I mean,
Not
like
modern
boys.
trains. I
Yeah.
like
Boys
trains
have
at
cats
Poirot years. Do you know
Yeah.
where it was the thing to do?
Yes.
But when I say I don't like trains, I mean,
Lovely.
you know, if a guy says, "Oh, I like trains," you wonder if he's upstairs in his loft of an evening with his
Oh, toy
That's
with his
trains.
sets.
Yeah.
Go for it, guys. You know, those of you who enjoy that, but that's never really been my bag. But
No.
actually seeing, I don't know, there's something mysterious and sort of magical about a disused railway line.
Yeah.
And
There
especially
is.
when it's been turned into something that, you know, is now usable. It's been repurposed.
Yeah.
We've been here once before, and we did go up there once, but we didn't really get very far.
No.
This time, it's been really cool to go a little bit further and to see some of the views which people would have seen when they were sitting on their train, and also to find stations that were private stations for stately homes, just like Downton, you know, might have had. So yeah, should we go and find out?
Yeah.
Do let's.
We'll go and find
I can't
out
wait.
Richard Beeching,
Oh,
who's from your era.
yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
not too much about
Notorious,
it.
isn't he? Yeah.
So let's go and find out about the Monsal tram.
Cheeky monkey.
Yeah, where's the sweets?
Welcome to a very special favourite places to knit. Here I am, you can see me walking across this amazing bridge. Me and my mum have been walking across here every morning, and some of the birds that we've seen have been unbelievable, and I think I've just seen a dipper down there. So here we are exploring the Monsal Trail, and you're probably wondering why I'm dressed like this. There's only one way to explore the Monsal Trail. Well, that's actually a fib, there's three ways. The first is on horseback. The second is on a bike, and the third is by running. And the reason why you have to use one of those three ways is the things that we're going to explore today are a little bit of a distance apart. And what we're here to explore? We're here to explore the trains. Now, I've never been interested in trains before, but coming here and seeing the tracks and walking through some of the disused stations, it's just really lit up an interest for me in just finding out why they came about and what happened to them. So let's go and explore and let's find out all those things.
It's an intriguing place because when you start walking along the River Wye here with the farm opposite, it's a beautiful little farm that has a little farm shop actually which Kay found. It's an honesty box farm shop where they just put out eggs and pheasants and you just go in, take what you want and leave the money in a little box. Amazing little place. But as you walk along here, you wouldn't think what was above you. This just looks like a beautiful dale with amazing birds. Actually, we saw some great birds. I found out all about dippers, which I knew nothing about, which look a lot like hummingbirds flying around. They're black with white bellies. They fly around and dip into the water, and they have eyes that have two eyelids so that they can see underwater without having to blink. Amazing things. But as you make your way up, and it is quite steep, you really don't have any idea what you're going to see. And when I say what you're going to see, it's not that it's particularly impressive what you see when you arrive. It's more the fact that it's a road. And I think it's been done that way so that when you get up there, you can easily cycle on there. You can run, although I much prefer to run on mud. I think it's much more fun and also much better on my aging knees. But I think also it's for horses too, so you've got a clear 8-mile run right on the tracks which used to be part of the Midland Railway. Now here we are coming up to the gate and you can just start to see the road just in the background. So let's go over to me on the viaduct.
So here we are on top of the famous viaduct at Monsal Head. This is the one that I posted quite a few pictures of, and I'll throw up a picture now so you can see what it looks like from up there, which is the Monsal Head pub. Now, in the 60s, Harold Macmillan, the Prime Minister of Great Britain, realised that there was a lot of lines that by that time the government were paying for that weren't being used. So he enlisted the help of a guy called Richard Beeching to come and assess all of the railways all over the UK, decide which ones should stay open and which ones should close. And you would think, looking at this, which was of course the railway line which used to run, it would run actually from Derby, and it was linking up to going south. This line was actually running down to Bakewell, which is down that way. You would think that Beeching shut this line, but he actually didn't. Beeching left this line open. He saw that it was being used still quite a lot, and this line stayed open right into the late 60s. It was only then that it was stopped and everything was lifted up, and now we get this amazing. It's odd actually though, because you're up higher in this wonderful countryside, but you're actually on a road. But the only way that I can show you this is by running it, because it is quite long. So shall we set off that way, and we'll go and have a look and learn a little bit about the railways.
There's so many lines like this now across the country after what happened in the 1960s, disused. What's been created is just the most beautiful, tranquil setting with amazing wildlife, but you get an acute sense of the brute force that was needed to carve the flat paths that the railway needed to get through some of this countryside, even in areas which you wouldn't expect to need much work at all. The amount of effort that must have gone in by the guys that built this, I mean, look at this. This has been literally carved straight down and then straight into a tunnel that then takes you through a hillside. Is absolutely amazing.
So who built these railway lines, and in fact all the bridges that you see, and also the tunnels that we're going to pass through on this line? It was the Navies. And who were the Navies? They were navigational engineers. These were guys who had earned their crust by actually building canals, and then the early 1800s, when the railways appeared and the engineers were looking for someone to chart the right course and do the right things to enable them to lay the railway lines, of course the navvies were the obvious choice. It's a very dangerous job, and they actually used to live nearby as well. There'd be huts and things, and I know Time Team have actually done a dig on some old navvy huts. So it was the navvies that built these, and I think we should go and explore one of the stations. So let's go have a look.
Here we are at Great Longstone railway station. Now, this was one of the stations opened in 1863 by Midland Railway on its extension of the Manchester line from Rowsley, originally known as Longstone Railway Station. In 1913 it was renamed Great Longstone. Once the London, Midland and Scottish Railway reached Manchester, the line carried expresses to London St Pancras, so this railway line would have taken some big trains on their way to London. What we're doing here is we're walking on the platform, and there opposite is the station house building, and that was actually built in the same design as Thornbridge Hall that you can see there in the background. Now, Thornbridge Hall, amazingly, was a place that Kay went to when she was at school. It was for a short time owned by Sheffield Council after being a home built in Jacobean style in 1859 by Frederick Craven. Now, it is now back in the hands of a private family. It's the Hunt family. But yeah, Kay visited there on like an outward bound course when she was at secondary school. Amazing. Now, this is what the station used to look like. This is a picture from the 1940s. And here is exactly the same building that you just saw there, built, as I've said already, in the style of Thornbridge Hall that we see right here. And there you get a slightly better view of Thornbridge Hall in the background.
So I suppose the question is, why were the railways built? Well, rivers, which had been used to transport goods and people, had a tendency to flood and when they flood, they're really difficult to navigate. They also freeze, and when they freeze, they're impossible to use. So for man to progress and to increase travel and trade, which is what people desired, they needed a faster and efficient method of transport. So that's why these railways were built, to enable people to get from A to B much quicker. And it's really interesting reading about the people who were complaining at the time when they were building these railways, and they were looking for reasons as to why they shouldn't happen. And one of my favourites is people were absolutely convinced that the speed of travel would cause people to get terminally ill. Why people would think that? Because the speed of these trains, I suppose, was between 30 and 60 miles an hour, and if you think the speed that we travel at now. But what I love about all of this is that it is it makes me think of the travelling that man is trying to do now, which is get to places like Mars. And of course, you know, they're saying similar things now. You know, to travel all that way, you're going to have to travel through the people talk about this, don't they, with the moon landings. If you were to travel through the ozone layer and the outer reaches of the atmosphere, that you would get radiation poisoning. So it's similar barriers that people are throwing up. You know, that is travelling through a barrier. This was speed, but to me, it's all the same. It's so interesting. But that's the reason why the Navies were here. They were here to build these railways to enable people to move around the country so much easier. But then, of course, all those years later, Beeching, and of course, as we've already found out, he didn't cut this line, but Barbara Castle did. That was a Labour MP a few years after Beeching, and that's why now we see it as a lovely path to ride or run along. So here we are, just imagine we're on a steam train and we're rolling into Monsal railway station. Now the railway station here that we're going to look at in a second, it was actually built to service a mill, Crestbrook Mill, which is just down in the valley, and we're going to look at that in a minute and learn a bit more about it. But first of all, let's take a look at this. This is a plate layer's hut. Now these would have been scattered all the way down the railway line, and the plate layer's job was to manage a section of the railway. So he would look after the rails and the track and make sure there was nothing on the track, and make sure that the trains could flow through safely. So there's his little hut. Don't come in, but I'll just have a glance in a minute and we'll see. Clearly this has been repaired. It must have been, because that brick looks fairly new. It's very small actually. Very small and very dark, and I think maybe walkers have perhaps relieved themselves in there, so we won't go in there. Don't worry, there's no smell-o-vision. Let's have a little look a little bit further down. So the plate layer's hut is back there on the right that we just had a look at a second ago, and here is one of the platforms. Now the other platform was built up on this side. There was wooden struts put into the side of the hill, and then the platform was built across the top. But of course, when this station was got rid of in the 60s, all this was gone, and just over there there's an awful lot of footings for the buildings and things, and it's really difficult, you know, when you're standing here and looking at it. The first time I came here I wasn't particularly impressed with this station, but actually if we use our imaginations then we can picture what this will have looked like. Or maybe I'll just show you a picture. What did you think of that? It's amazing, isn't it? So that is what this station used to look like from this exact direction. But I need to get cracking because there's loads of places that I need to take you. So I'm going to head off down here and let's go and find Crestbrook Mill. So this is Crestbrook Mill, and this is actually the reason why that station was built, the Monsal station. It was to service the workers that needed to get to and from that mill. Now Crestbrook Mill was built by Arkwright. Now that's not open all hours fame, that is a different Arkwright, and we're talking mid-1700s. Within 5 years of building it, unfortunately it burnt down. Now one of his juniors rebuilt it, but it very quickly came into the hands of the McConnell family, and the McConnell family built Crestbrook Hall, which I'll show you now. So Crestbrook Hall was their stately home. Well, it wasn't really a stately home, it was just a really posh mansion that they built in around the 1800s, and the family then really started to expand as the success of this and the money that was generated from this started to flow in. And one of the McConnells went off to Australia and he founded, is it the Crestbrook province? Pearl Squire, you'll know more than me on this, but also as well, he was one of the founding fathers of Queensland. So from here at at Crestbrook Mill, off he goes to Australia and does amazing things. The other really cool thing about here is Crestbrook Hall, after the mill finished and that era of Industrial Revolution was over, Crestbrook Hall during World War II is where Columbia Pictures were evacuated to from London. And I just find it really interesting that we've got Columbia Pictures here, and then just down the road at Thornbridge Hall, we've got the guy that built Pinewood Studios. So in the stretch of 2 miles, we've got 2 of the biggest studios in Hollywood. How strange. But yes, there is Crestbrook Mill, and it is a really stunning building, and we're just wondering now actually what it is now. We think maybe that people live in it now, it's possibly flats. But let's crack on down the Monsal Trail. As you pass Crestbrook Mill, you run through a tunnel which takes you through the hillside just on the right hand side there. The reason why I wanted to show you this was there on the hillside in the far distance you can see Crestbrook Hall. Now it was David Cannon McConnell who left Crestbrook Hall in 1840, and in 1841 he established the Crestbrook homestead named after his hometown. That homestead in turn gives its name to the modern day localities of Crestbrook, Queensland and Lower Crestbrook in Australia. Amazing stuff. Hello down there. I thought this would be a wonderful way to say goodbye. I hope you've enjoyed this little look at the Monsal Trail. I'm stood on a bridge that will have been built by the Navies, and we were trying to work out why it was here. We think that it's probably for letting people get across the train line, because of course you're now down on the train line looking up at me on the bridge, but now, would you believe, this is used for sheep. It's used to get sheep from the fields up there, on the grazing land up there, to the land that's down there. And the view from here is absolutely wonderful. You can see Crestbrook in the distance, which we've already seen. You can see the little cottage where we've been staying, and all of the Monsal Dale. So we've discovered so much today, all about Thornbridge Hall and Crestbrook and the McConnells, and of course Monsal Dale Station, and my favourite, which is Great Longstone Station. So yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time for more favourite places to knit. Bye!
Oh, well, that was fun. If not a little bit wet. I have a serious problem.
Oh, goodness.
I'm going to have to take mine out.
It's a fish now, my favourite.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can never get them all in my mouth at once.
It's what's in your sweetie jar. How exciting.
Oh, that's yummy.
And today, it's all about boiled sweets. Boiled sweets and some boiled lollies.
So nice.
And the girls are very much enjoying their lollies. Now, I found there's a lovely sweetie shop in Bakewell that we found the other day, and I already knew it was there. You get loads of American sweets, Twinkies, and all sorts of different things. But I found...
Babe Ruth. Is it Babe Ruth? It makes me think of the Goonies.
Right. Yeah. I found some of these. These are Yorkshire mixture.
Oh, lovely.
And I remember going up to Baxter's and buying a quarter of these.
Oh, you did?
Baxter's is where my granny used to live, and my grandpa would always give us 50p to go get some sweets, and off we'd go
50p.
to get some sweeties, and quite often I would come back with some of these. So what you get is you get fishes and stuff that looks like rock from the seaside, and you also get pears, the pear drops. So there's a real mixture. There's like mint flavours and toffee flavours. These are sort of peary, that.
Is it? They all kind of taste similar, I think, Yorkshire mixture, do you think?
But I love
it. Or
it.
Is it a bit limey? I'm not sure.
This is definitely a taste of my youth. Yes, it is. There's definitely lime in there. They're absolutely delicious. I don't have a clue where you would find these anywhere else in the world. And who makes these?
Well, lots of people I think do Yorkshire mixture,
I
don't
think
they?
they must do. They will have
I'm not sure.
selling the older.
Shall I tell you what you get?
older sweets,
And this is going to sound funny, but you get like a bit of a paint. You know the smell of paint?
I know exactly what you mean.
but not in an unpleasant way.
No, it's not.
I think you've got
Someone will know what
you've
that is,
got
won't
yeah,
they? Someone
I
will
know
know
what
what
you
that
mean.
is, because I know.
There's a paint thing going on there, but sort of the element of paint that you think, oh yeah, I quite like a sniff of that, but I better not because it's not very good. So these, seriously, if you gave me one of these any time, I would quite happily take one and really enjoy eating it. They're delicious. So do go on a mission and see if you can find Yorkshire mixture, and let's see if we can find out where in the world you can get
How
it.
far Yorkshire?
How far Yorkshire has travelled.
What's the word? Yeah.
That's true.
This is a real
Good
English
idea.
quality boiled sweet. But speaking of quality boiled sweets, let's move on to a sweet I
What have we
cannot
got?
stand.
Really?
I despise this.
I can't believe that.
So ladies, sell it.
No.
What have we got? What have we got now,
What have we
Lindsay?
got? Lollipop.
We've got bonfire lollies.
And the bonfire lollies.
Oh, I love bonfire. And you used to
They're
get bonfire
gorgeous.
toffee as well, didn't
Yes,
you? Bonfire
that
toffee.
was the good one.
Yeah.
Bonfire toffee.
And it's treacle flavoured.
Which you can
Is that
make,
right?
can't you? Yeah, treacle.
It's treacle flavoured.
Yeah.
So it's like a dark, sugary sort of,
Mm.
but not burnt.
It'll be,
but
no, not burnt. Because it is the brown
caramelly,
sugar.
like a dark
Yeah.
caramelly sort of flavour. But
Therefore you should like it, really, shouldn't you, Caramel?
yeah,
But it's
I can't believe you
it's
don't like
the
them.
brown sugars you use.
Very, it's
don't
like
you, to make
molasses
it?
kind
Yes,
of, isn't it?
to make them.
Well, we would. I mean, molasses we don't use so much. It was treacle, wasn't it? Dark treacle.
That's right, treacle
You
as
know,
well. Yes, you are
You know,
right.
in the metal tins.
Yeah,
Though Tate and Lyle.
that's right.
Yeah.
I still buy it.
Yeah.
Can't
yeah.
think what I make with it now.
Why are you looking
Can't
at us like
remember.
that?
Smile, it's Tate and Lyle.
Oh right.
Smile, it's taken Lyle.
Well, they're lovely. We always used to have them around this time of year because it's bonfire night coming up, isn't it? 5th of November, not far off. And it's kind of traditional. I suppose it goes with the whole parking and
Yes.
things like that. It's that
Yes.
kind of treacly.
Yeah.
It's a, you know.
Who knows what parking is
I'm
outside
trying
of
to
the UK?
think.
Parking. Do you all know what I mean by parking?
I don't know.
Probably not. Maybe I should
Don't
make
know.
some.
Don't know.
Mum used to make it. It's
Oh
lovely.
yes,
Oh, I love
yeah.
parking.
Yeah, me too.
And
You used to put ginger in it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because it used to be
It's-
slightly spicy.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is kind of
And it's
spicy,
oats,
isn't it?
isn't
Is
it?
it oats as well?
Yes.
Parking.
No,
Is it
parking.
not?
Parking's a sponge.
It's like a
Oh
sponge.
gosh, I've forgotten then.
You
What
did
else
used to
am I
make
doing?
parking.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Parking's like it's a sponge
I'm sure
cake.
I would have.
It's a sponge cake, isn't it?
Dense.
And you know, dense. It's quite dense. Yeah.
Okay.
And you normally make it in a square
Of course you
tin,
do.
don't you?
Yes, I don't know what
And cut it
the.
into squares, and again you have it this time of year, and it's got sort of those spicy flavours with a bit of ginger, and it's a dark colour. It's like a caramelly dark caramel
That's
brown
right.
colour,
Yes,
isn't it?
yes.
And
Going
it's
on to
lovely.
these colours.
You normally have to make it a week or so in advance, don't you? 'Cause
Yes.
it has to mature a bit and
Yes.
become lovely and sticky. It's very sticky.
Mm.
Oh, it's lovely. I want some there.
Mum always used to
You
do a
must make
great.
some
Yeah,
then.
I must make some.
You must make
Mum
some.
would always do a great bonfire night spread.
Really?
Jacket
I don't
potatoes and
remember now.
sausages
I
we
don't
always used to
remember.
have.
Yeah, certainly your toffee apples, wasn't
Toffee
it?
apples.
Yes.
Toffee
What
apples.
else did we have?
You'd have toffee apples, parking,
Yeah.
flapjack.
It's the flapjack.
Flapjack, you were thinking
Yeah,
of.
it's got so was.
Yeah.
It's the flapjack. Yeah.
The delicious
it's the
flapjack.
oats.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did.
And it's super
So
easy
we
to
did.
make flapjack as well, isn't it? Really
Yeah.
easy to make.
Just a word of advice
Yeah.
with the Yorkshire mixture.
And good for you.
If you do a lot of public speaking, don't put a fish in just before you start.
The fishes are huge, aren't they?
Tissue?
This is a tricky thing to eat. I think I'm going to be sticky for the rest of the day. Okay, Jones. I think it's time we found out what's off your needles.
Oh, leave that there in case. What's off? Look what I finished. Oh, look at Big Teddy. Look, hello. I finished Big Teddy's jumper.
Did you?
Yes, and I love my jumper. It's really nice.
I want one.
Why have we started speaking like this?
And I did this as a tutorial.
Oh, I want one.
It's so cute,
Oh,
isn't
it's
it?
lovely.
I know, it's like a little grandpa.
Let's make one for Nana Wendy.
Mm.
I know, sure.
A bear or a cardie.
You could make Nana Wendy anything and she'd wear it with pride.
Yeah.
She is,
I would.
in the words of the wonderful Knitworthy podcast,
She's knitworthy.
she's knitworthy, girls.
Whoa!
Are you knitworthy?
I hope I
Yes,
am.
you are. Oh, you're the only person.
I don't know,
knit for
she's
these
got a Mama Linda vibe going on.
Oh, yeah.
Do you
I
think?
love it, Mama
Mama
Linda.
Linda.
Yeah, there's a podcast called Knitworthy. Hello.
Yeah.
And it's Brianne is the daughter, and
Yeah.
Mama Linda is
Yes.
the mama. And they podcast together, they're
Oh,
both
lovely
knitters.
name.
Yeah, they're lovely.
Yes.
And they sang
Lovely
last
ladies.
Christmas.
Oh, we loved the singing. Every episode that I put on, Dan will say, "Are they singing?" And you never are, Brianne, Linda.
But the amazing thing
So
was,
you did it once, did
I didn't know there was
We're
a second
hoping.
verse of that particular
They
carol that
really
they sang.
did go for it. It was fantastic.
They nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. But no, they also sang another one. They sang "All the Trees Are Brown."
All
What's
the
that one?
trees are older,
Yeah, they
trees
did that
are
one.
brown.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah,
So we're
yeah.
expecting more singing this Christmas, please. So this is Big Teddy's.
California trees. Sorry.
Talking of singers,
Cody,
who
really.
do we need to talk? I haven't showed you yet. I need to show you that
No.
video of Cody singing. Do you know I told you about it
Yes, you
yesterday?
did.
Cody,
Haven't seen
I was
it
telling
yet.
Wendy of you singing. Oh my
I'll
gosh. If you've
Oh, I've
not
gotta
seen
see
it,
that.
it's on YouTube, isn't it? It's on Cody
Because
Rea's
it's such a
YouTube
wonderful
channel.
song anyway. Ah.
And he just sat in the car and he sang "You Raised Me Up." Oh my gosh. Cody, it was amazing.
It really was.
Whoa.
It really was. So if you haven't seen it, if you're a patron, it's linked in the Facebook group. But if you're not, then go out and find it. Cody Rea from the Cody Knits podcast is fantastic. But back to
I
Big
wanna
Teddy.
hear it.
This is the Baby Sophisticate cardigan, and it's all finished. It came out really well, and he's got some very posh buttons on from Lovely Knit Natural from Susie Girly. She sent me some moose antler buttons. Look at those.
I love them.
Aren't they cute?
They're gorgeous.
And they're quite
I
heavy.
love a
I mean,
cardigan
moose
like that.
antler must be really heavy.
With
Do you
those.
need some water?
I think I do.
Can you get it?
In
It's
fact,
the
I'm
cha-
like sneezing.
It's the
for it.
challenge of podcasting with a pensioner.
Just you wait,
Podcasting
Henry
with a pensioner.
Higgins.
That sounds like.
Yeah. So it's all
Tell me
finished.
later.
Sorry.
Do you want to get your mum some water?
Which is fine.
I'm okay, I've got my
Alright.
tea, yes.
She had some gin.
Some cold tea. How lovely.
You all thought that was tea. No. It really is tea. Look.
Hot
So it's
tea?
all done. And I used Cascade 220 Superwash. I can't remember the colourway name, unfortunately.
Blues.
It's blue.
It's blues, isn't it?
No, that's different.
Oh, that's what I'm
That's
knitting
your
the
knitting
Ricky
one.
hat in. I'm sorry, I have nightmares about that. Not the yarn,
No.
because the
So,
yarn, Erica,
yeah.
is immense. It's
It
the only thing
is.
I'm enjoying about that project. Sorry, Karen.
And we love that, don't we? And he's worn it ever since. He's
And of
not
course-
taken it off.
Nana
Beautiful
Wendy bought.
And Nana Wendy bought Big Teddy for Bryony.
So Nana Wendy is Big Teddy's mine.
Big Teddy's
Ah.
name is actually Spencer. He came from Marks and Spencer's, everybody knows, in the UK. And his name is written on his foot. He's actually called Spencer. But really, he's Big Teddy. Isn't he?
Yes,
He's
Big
because
Teddy.
when Bryony was little, he was big. But
Yes.
now he's, Bryony's ginormous and he's quite small. So yeah, that's my finished
Big
object.
Ted.
You've also got one, haven't you? It's upstairs. I forgot to bring it down.
You're
It's the socks.
joking.
They're in the second drawer down.
No, it's fine.
We'll do
it's
it
fine.
next time.
I'll show them next time. I don't believe it.
Well, I'm
So
very
I
sorry
have-
not to have got
No.
your finished object.
Yes.
It's not my responsibility
I know.
to find yours.
Do you think I should accept your apology?
Well,
No, I didn't think you would.
I think you should see as I'm Star
Oh.
Trek woman today.
Seeing as you're
There,
Jean-Luc
yes.
Picard.
Really Star
Jean-Luc
Trek. It's really
Picard.
good.
Yeah, sounds French.
Yes.
So it's time for me to ask someone what's off their needles.
Yay.
This is very exciting.
Oh, is it?
So someone in the world now is on the edge of their seat
Oh gosh, oh,
Wondering.
wow. Oh, this is,
Wondering
oh,
who's
how
gonna be.
lovely.
if it's going to be them.
Really?
Yes, but there's one who the Bakery Bears podcast knitting community just wouldn't be the same without. Can you think who I'm talking about?
Well, I can think of loads of people, but I
Well,
can't
isn't
think of the one
now that
you're
just
thinking.
reflects? Well, it's true. It's
Yeah.
true. We always say what an amazing place the Facebook group is. There's always so many cool things going on. Hey, it's so difficult actually now because now I knew who I was setting out to ask, and I don't recall that we've asked her before.
Right.
So I'm going to ask her this week, and then next episode I think I'll ask the other person that was sort of jumping out in my head. So she has a very impressive garden.
That's me, that's me.
Right.
Whenever she visits the UK, she likes to get down to Sports Direct and do some bulk buying.
Oh.
I'm still not sure.
Does she know? She sits watching the podcast in a very sort of CTU Jack Bauer-esque environment, so she can live tweet and live message as she's watching. It's very cool. She knows who she is. It's Diana Lovett.
Oh gosh.
What's off your
I
needles?
should have known from the garden.
Yay.
Diana's in
Yay.
Sweden.
What?
She's
She is.
Sweden. She's in
Yeah.
Sweden. Diana.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
And
great.
Diana's marvellous because she helps me with my pronunciations.
Yeah, she
Because
does.
we have some challenging pronunciations sometimes because we've got so many viewers. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So many viewers all over the world. And Diana really knows her stuff when it comes to pronouncing stuff.
Oh, brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah.
She
Wonderful lady.
taught me how to pronounce. I'm not even going to say it because I've forgotten how to pronounce it now. Diana,
That's no good.
I'll do lines and I'll email them to you.
Yes.
I must remember the pronunciations I learn.
I'll
I
make
really
sure.
must. Because it's one of those things I'm really passionate about. Both you and I are actually.
Yeah.
Is getting things right like that. Because it's just, I think it's just respect, isn't it, for the language and also
Yeah,
people's
yeah.
names as well.
People's names, I
Yeah,
like
of course
to know
it
how
is.
to pronounce them,
Yeah.
So, 100 lines tonight for
Yes.
a big bed.
I know.
It's time for What's on Your Stereo.
Ooh,
Wow.
my stereo.
Yes.
Our stereo.
How unbelievably exciting.
Ooh,
Yes.
something new.
It is something new.
Yeah.
Look, don't blooming feign that you didn't know what. I warned you about this. So,
I'm an old person.
shall we find out what's on Nana Wendy's stereo? We must remember to talk over the top of
I
this.
forget. Oh, really?
Was it the one?
Oh, definitely.
Why is this on your stereo, Nana Wendy?
Why is it on my stereo?
So let's see if she remembers. This is a test. This is
That's
like
so mean.
when wives say to husbands, "Do you remember where we met?" Yes. Yes, I do. Do you remember our anniversary? Yes. Yes.
Oh, you meanie.
Why is this on
Why
your
do we
stereo?
not talk about these things?
Well, we did talk about this
Before we-
earlier, so I haven't dropped this on you completely.
You did.
The question is, why is this on your stereo?
Why is it on my stereo? I remember playing it when we went off to Ireland once.
Right. There was a time in your life when you played this a lot. This song is, of course, The Long and Winding Road by the Beatles, and I absolutely love this song.
Don't you?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't either.
If you all shut up and no one said anything, I'd just listen to it, then I'd be completely gone. So please keep talking.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, tell me how old you were.
How old am I?
No, not
Did you just ask me how old I am?
No, not now.
I'm 40. You came to my party on Sunday.
Stop it. Tell me what age it was great significance to you.
Well, you might have listened to this when you were pregnant.
Right.
Do you remember
And it
hearing
was
it in the
you.
womb?
Yes.
You remember hearing it in the womb?
No, I don't. But I was having a conversation with Anna Wendy once.
Right.
And I said, I absolutely love The Long and Winding Road.
Oh, so
Um,
maybe subconsciously.
And Anna Wendy said to me, we played it constantly
Gosh.
when I was pregnant with you.
Oh
There
my
you go.
goodness, sweetheart.
So that
Isn't it fascinating?
1975.
So we're talking 75.
But the interesting thing is this.
That is amazing. I forgot.
This is
Oh God.
Paul McCartney singing, isn't it? It's not John Lennon.
No, that's
Yeah.
Paul McCartney,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he still
Yeah.
does it now, actually. I've got a recording of him singing it live in a fairly recent
Yes.
concert.
Yes, he does.
I mean, it's sort of, it's
No,
epic.
you're right. love.
And just
You're right.
everything about it is, and when you consider where these guys came from, you know, Cavern Club in rough end of Liverpool, with a couple of guitars, bass, and a very poor drummer.
I know.
And-
And come out with
Yeah.
wonderful lyrics and songs. Like
I think it was John Lennon and Paul McCartney that were the real,
Yes, yes, they were the
yeah.
writers, weren't they?
So do you?
It's wonderful.
I hope you like it.
Oh, yes.
But why does it
No,
connect
I
with me
don't.
so much?
Yeah.
Clearly because
Well, they do say you can hear in the womb, don't
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
sure you
they
can.
that's why Bryony loves Tenacious D.
Oh, gosh.
Oh dear, what did we do?
Oh my
it's not a good
goodness.
thing, is it?
No.
So, what's on my
That's
stereo?
wonderful.
Shall we find out?
Mm.
In this Back to the Future week,
Yeah.
it is the song which is my all-time favourite from Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I just love this song. And I love how it catches you out when you're in the car and the tracks come on and it says it's coming on and you can't hear anything and you turn it up really loud and then there's like a crash at the start and it totally blows your speakers and your eardrums out. This is Huey Lewis and the News, Mum.
Okay.
And the song is
Heard of it.
the song is Back in Time and it's
Heard
played
of them.
it's played over the end credits to Back to the Future, the film. And I don't know why I love it so much because it should make me think of the end of the film. But I don't know, it
doesn't make me think of the end of the film strangely, it just makes me think of the film. I suppose.
I love Back to the Future.
Oh yeah, and it's just
and this
me.
is Back to the Future week.
Is it?
Yeah,
You said so. Now, what's this all about then?
In the second Back to the Future, he goes forward in time.
Yeah.
And he goes forward in time to the 21st of October 2015.
Okay.
And that's just happened in real life.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. So
How
everybody's
many-
like,
oh
you know,
gosh,
they
so
have flying
why not?
cars and all sorts, didn't
Yeah.
they? And obviously we've not got flying cars. And
I missed all that.
yeah.
Did anyone
Where
see?
was that?
Really big.
Was it Jimmy Kimmel they were on? I think it was Jimmy Kimmel.
I've not heard of him, but you said he's really big.
Yeah.
Talk show host, is he?
Michael J. Fox and
Yeah.
Christopher Lloyd. I mean, Christopher Lloyd looked pretty good, but when he walked, he looked
You could tell he's getting on.
pretty old.
Yeah.
But Michael J. Fox, I think, looked and sounded
God
great.
love him, you know.
He's Parkinson's, isn't
He's
he?
got
Yeah.
Parkinson's, yeah. But he
When
just
did
looked
you see him last, you say?
recently.
on the telly.
It was on the telly,
And how
yeah.
was he doing?
Well,
He
he
looked
looked really
great.
well.
Did he?
And he
I'm
still
sure
looks
life
young.
is
He
nice.
still looks
Oh,
young
love
in his
him.
face, and he's got to be in his 50s
Yeah.
now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gotta
So
be.
he's obviously not old, but he
Not
certainly
seen
he still
in
looks
years.
20 to me. He doesn't seem
looks
to
amazing.
age. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
goodness.
I've been looking forward to this final What's on Your Stereo? Because I've got no idea why this is on your stereo. Sing it, Kay. In fact, I'll pause it and you just sing. Yeah. This is The Rivers of Babylon by Boney M.
This is on here because something happened this morning that we can't now recall, even though it was only a couple of hours ago.
Correct.
And we started singing the lyrics at exactly the same time.
We did.
Didn't we? I can't even remember. You were playing on the Wii, weren't you?
Yeah, no, dangerous. Stop singing, stop singing. We'll get flagged.
Does
Stop.
sorry.
Yeah,
YouTube will have us.
yeah.
Do all sons hate their mother singing, I wonder?
No, it's not that.
All sons hate their mother singing when you can't speak a sentence without you breaking into song.
That's true.
The soundtrack of my youth was Could Be, Who Knows? or you coming right up to me going, Play Coolie Cool Boy. Or
Real.
I dreamed a dream until I got
Oh, I love that song.
Oh, so do I.
Yes,
I love it.
I know. I heard
Why
it
do you know?
because you sang it the majority of my
right.
childhood.
No, I said I love it.
There we
That's
go.
All right, sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Oh, God.
It's time for me
you
to ask
love
someone
it.
else what's
No.
on their stereo. And this is a very special person. So unbelievably positive and supportive right the way through. I mean, from as early on as I can remember. They're from not too far away, really. I think they're over Lancashire way.
Right.
And they sent us just the most wonderful, if you remember from our podcast anniversary episode, do you remember the amazing dog doing tricks?
Oh, right. I know who it is.
And I really want to know what is on your stereo. Drum roller. That's Derek. Drum roller. I really, seriously, in fact, I'm excited to know what's on your stereo. Just with having Mum
You
here
will,
and
yeah.
you know, having some older tunes. I'm guessing Derek might be listening to. Maybe, I know he does shows and stuff.
Oh, does
Yeah.
he?
So maybe it's a show tune.
Oh, my goodness. Where does he live?
Lancashire way, I think.
Lancashire.
Yeah.
So it's a show tune. Oh, I wonder what it would be.
And his
I'm interested.
his
in
good
that
lady
to
wife
know.
Diane, known as Pink Perla on Ravelry.
Perla.
Okay.
Yes.
Pink Perla.
Yes, they're very cool. So Derek, come and show us in the What's on Your Stereo thread what is on your stereo.
Oh.
And it's time for the end of it.
Well, I've only got one tiny endy bit because I wouldn't normally have ordered any yarn because we've been away, but we have Wi-Fi, and I just suddenly had an urge this past couple of days to knit some socks in Crazy Zauber Ball.
Oh. I had that once.
Say it again.
Ointment for a week. All sorted.
Crazy Zauberball, it's called.
Crazy Zauberball.
And it looks like hand spun.
Is that German?
It will be German.
Shouldn't you
yes.
say that with an accent
I
then?
think it's Scholler and Stahl.
Can you
Is
say it with
Scholler
an
and
accent?
Stahl? I don't do that.
We need
Because
Molly's
all my
help.
accents ending up
Molly.
sound like I'm
Oh,
Irish.
so
Whenever I do an
Oh,
accent, they all
Irish.
sound Irish.
She sounds either Irish or Indian.
Or Indian, yeah. So I wouldn't want to, offend anybody by trying. No, I just suddenly had an urge to knit some crazy Zauberball, and I've got one skein at home in like pinks and lilacs. I was watching Love Sock while I was watching Sarah, which is, it's always bad to watch Sarah because I always want to knit 25,000 pairs of socks because she knits so many. But that I thought, I'd really like to knit Dan some crazy Zauberball, and I've only got pinks and purples at home.
Right.
So I've been trawling
I
through
could
the
carry
internet
on
this
pink and purple.
morning. And there was one colourway that I loved, and it's called Riverbed.
Okay,
And I just thought that inspired me, being here near the river, and
yes.
it's kind of like, it's browns and blues and sort of natural colours, really, really pretty, and greens in there as well. And I couldn't find it anywhere, but then I did find it this morning. Julie from Suffolk Socks had some. Thank you, Julie. I ordered it this morning, so I'm hoping.
Goody.
Yeah, what day is it today? Wednesday. I'll have it probably in the next couple of days. When we get home, I should have it, and then I'm going to knit you some crazy Zauberball.
Thank you.
So that's one thing. But then I got a gift. Didn't I?
Oh, you did.
Stop everything.
I know, at the party.
You did.
It wasn't my party, it was
know.
a party for Dan and a
Lucky
party for
you.
Brian and a party for Dom as well. It was Dom's birthday, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
But Catherine, who
Dan's
is
brother.
my sister-in-law, Dan's brother's wife, Catherine, came up to me with a parcel. She said, I brought you something. I'm like, why? It's not my birthday. And she said, she always forgets birthdays.
Yes, yes.
I'm never bothered, we're adults, it never really. It's
yes,
true.
It can be difficult.
But she brought me this. Look! A yarn bowl.
Oh. That's why it didn't work for my soup earlier.
Mad.
And her friend is a potter. And it's got her friend's initial on the bottom. You can see scored into the clay. And you've potted. What's the word for
I
it?
have.
What's the word for it?
Oh, don't
You've
ask
potted.
me.
You're a potter.
I'm a potter,
There's got to be a word for
A
it.
ceramicist.
Right.
Ooh.
That sounds
Be the
better than you've potted.
Ceramics, yes.
A ceramicist. It
A
sounds so
ceramicist.
scientific.
Ceramicist. It does
It
sound
does.
scientific.
Sounds like
Well, you've got
someone who you see at the doctor's or something.
Yeah, it
You've got to be
does.
a bit scientific, you see, with the knowing
Yeah.
what goes on and what properties
Yeah.
the clay has.
And it's beautiful colours, isn't it? It's like what sort of blue would you say that is?
Oh, come on, I should know. this.
Royal. Is it kind of, but not. It's not that bright, is
It's
it?
lighter than
It's
royal,
teal
isn't
at the
it?
bottom, I would say, like a teal, isn't it?
Yes.
With a darker. It looks like maybe she's glazed the whole thing teal and that on top, or has she done it separate? You'll know more than me. Has she painted that bit there and inside and then gone around that bit?
Yes, should have done it that way.
So it's two colours of
yes,
blue.
2 colours of blue.
And it's really beautiful, and it's little yarning. Put that through there. Oh, it's lovely. So I was super thrilled to get
Love
that.
it.
Yeah. So I have to be careful. I've got to repackage that for when we go back.
Yes.
And that's all my handy bits.
Speaking of ceramicists and doctors,
Right.
I went to the chiropodist the other day,
Oh gosh, here we go.
and what?
Would you say chiropodist or would you say chiropractor? No, that's different. A chiropractor.
She did it! She did it!
What?
You did the joke.
Oh,
You are a genius.
You're right.
The joke
No,
is
that's
this.
somebody else's
I didn't know
chiropractor,
what.
isn't it?
I love you.
Well, I know.
Oh, yeah, you're brilliant.
The joke
Oh,
is this, because everyone always gets this wrong, and even I get it wrong. Even when I'm thinking about it in my head, you go to a friend, and you know how people say, "Oh, how are you?" You go, "Oh well, I went to the chiropractor's this morning, and he asked me to take my shoes off when I went." Is that wrong?
No, you're telling me wrong.
Yeah. I went to
No,
the.
a chiropodist will ask you to take
Take your shoes off.
I went to the chiropractor this
Right.
morning,
Yes.
and he asked, "No, I
And
can't
he
get it
asked
right."
you to take your shoes off.
Is that right?
Yeah.
No, a chiropodist would ask you to
Yes.
take your shoes off. A
A
chiropodist
chiropodist
is your
would.
feet.
Right.
Chiropractor is like...
Your back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So the joke is...
It's not funny
It's not funny anymore. But it used to work, and it would have
Totally
worked.
not
It would
funny
have worked
if
had
I'd
you
not
not
ruined
said.
it.
Oh, she said
I'm pretty
it.
sure what you say is, I went to oh yeah, you do that. You
Go
go.
with it back.
Yeah,
Yes,
I went to the doctors this week, and
Yeah.
no, I went to the chiropractor. No,
No,
I went to the chiropodist this week, and I went in, and he told me to take my shoes off, but it's not funny.
It's not funny.
It still can't be right.
No,
then, can it?
No, the point is, you're supposed to be getting
The chiropodist and chiropractor
mixed
up.
up, like
Because
you
it's
just
such a
said.
similarly
It
spelled
is.
word, isn't
Yeah.
it? You
It
just say it
is.
differently.
But there's a joke there.
Yeah, the joke is, you've gone.
Thinking it was
Yes.
a chiropractor and
Yes.
it's a chiropodist.
And it's
Yes.
a chiropodist.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you're the idiot
Right.
because you've got the word wrong, and you've
Can't-
booked an appointment
That's
with the guy
right.
to look at your
And said, I
feet.
can't believe it, he told me to take my shoes
Yeah,
off.
that's it. Although, it's just not funny.
Although they say, don't they? What
We're
are
no
people
good at-
called that play with your feet and then it can affect other bits of your body?
Oh, that's a bit dicey.
Chiropractor.
No,
Oh,
no.
He looks at your back.
No,
Tell
do
me
you know what I
again.
mean? Well,
Say
they-
again.
Reflexologist.
Yes, thank
Oh,
you.
well done.
Reflexologist. My
Yeah.
friend
Oh, wow.
Sarah, when she was overdue for her baby, she was 2 weeks, I think nearly 2 weeks overdue, she went to the reflexologist.
They stuck a
And
pin
they
in a big
did-
toe,
They did
and she went
stuff
straight
to
into
her-
labour.
No, they did stuff to her feet, and then the next day she went into labour. And she says it's because of that, but who knows, really?
You don't, do you?
I think there's always a certain amount of placebo effect where your brain tells you.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
And
But
who's to say that
sometimes
there's
when I
anything
rub-
wrong with that?
Sometimes if I like
That's
rub your
true.
hand, because I rub your hands quite often, don't I?
I need the loo.
No, but you'll say you can feel that in another bit of your body.
My
When
bladder.
See, I can't ever have a serious
I
conversation
know,
with
I
you.
know.
I can't.
You can.
You can't with the
Ugh.
somebody out there either.
Sorry, Jean-Luc.
Somebody out there
Yes.
either.
Well, I think that's the end. It's been lovely to see you again,
Yeah,
Wendy.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's been lovely to be here.
But in the words of Alan Sugar, you're fired. Oh, Arnold Schwarzenegger's just taken that over in America.
Has he really?
Because
He's doing the apprentice.
they
Arnold
sacked Donald
Schwarzenegger's
Trump.
doing the
Yeah.
apprentice.
Get out. No, I sounded like Dracula.
It did sound like Dracula.
What does
I
he
quite
say?
Shouldn't do
liked it though.
accents.
I quite
You just
liked
shouldn't
that.
have
What-
accents.
what does Arnold Schwarzenegger say?
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
You'll be back.
You'll
Maybe
be
that's what he'll say.
You won't be back. Get out.
But it's a
Sounded
good
kind of-
accent. What
Indian.
is it?
Yeah,
Is
everything
it?
sounds Indian when you do accents. So funny.
Apart from Case Universal Animal Call.
Yes.
Works for all animals.
Yes.
It's just this.
Yes. It absolutely works.
We were walking through a field of cows the other day and she said, I won't do my Universal Animal Call. Of course, because they would have all flocked round us.
It
They'd have
works for
flattened us.
every animal.
It does.
Does
Just,
it?
yeah, if you want an animal to come to you, just go,
Oh,
and it will come to you.
Apart from puff adders. Because
Wow.
we tried it once and it didn't work. No, we really didn't.
Oh, you could do it with the bats. Have you seen the bats out here?
No, I
Yes, yeah.
Of course, if you get a bat in the house, you whistle.
Ah, so you
Is
do?
that right?
Yeah, it messes up their radar.
Yes.
Right,
So
it'll
they
fly
land.
out.
And it
No,
just
they land
goes-
now.
they
I don't understand
I'll say,
what...
No, it's
Sorry for
that's
calling.
the good way. That's
You
the good way of saying.
You said, what would you do? Well, I want it to fly out.
They just land because they can't fly.
They land, so you throw something over them, and then you can pick them up. You see, like a
Oh,
blanket or something.
You might
pick
do
them
that.
up.
They're cute.
I wouldn't do that.
Oh.
That's the cuties.
They are
You
quite
are a
cute.
bit though, because
Yeah.
they flutter so,
They
don't
do,
they?
they do.
But I do like them.
They've got cute faces, it's their wings.
They do.
That I can't-
Well, some
they're
have
not even
cute
wings,
faces.
are they? They're just
No.
like arms with...
Yeah, yes. It
Yeah.
look, yeah. They,
Freaks me out a bit.
On that lovely note,
Yes.
We'll,
that batty note.
we'll,
It's quite seasonal. Quite a seasonal topic.
oh, it is bats. Yes.
we'll say cheerio and we'll see you for episode 37 in a couple of weeks. And I think episode
Episode.
episode 37. Thief.
You were like Clark Griswold.
Yeah. It's look.
No,
Oh
yeah.
yes, as well.
It's the spirit of the Griswold family Christmas. That's hard to say. It's the spirit of the Griswold family Christmas.
Oh, you did it.
I did.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see you for episode 37. I think episode 37 sees the return of Knit or Forfeit.
Oh, is it really?
Yes.
Right.
Sockmatician
Oh,
and
get
Obi-Wan
ready.
Knitter. So get ready for that.
Get ready.
So yeah, thank you so much. And we'd like to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
That's
You've got
so
bats in the belfry, you know.
I do. They know.
Nice.
They already know.
Goodbye.
And
Great to be here.
Yes.
Yay.
I'll see you in 2 weeks.
See you soon.
Bye.